All right, guys, the Platinum Forge Pass is now live in game. Let's talk about the value of it and how honestly bad it actually is. The Gold Forge Pass, I think, is always worth it. It's one of the better deals in Raid. $20, you pick up a lot of forging materials, you pick up some glyphs, you pick up some re-rolling materials, some magisteel for crafting other sets in the future. It's a good value. I think everybody would agree with that. Free-to-play players can get this top path as well, which is pretty cool. So free-to-play players are getting something from it. The Platinum Pass, however, is $30 for the following rewards. This is what you're going to be able to get from it. 1,000 Starstone, 4 rare gems, 2 epic gems, 1 legendary gem. The rare ones are going to be different shapes each time. You'll know what shape it's going to be, but to be honest, they don't really bring much value because most of them are just terrible. The epics and legendary could be any shape. You get circle shapes from Chimera anyways from the chests, and the only way to get the, different shapes is going to be from winning Chimera clashes. After this, you're going to get 2 chances at a rare relic craft, 2 chances at a epic relic craft, and then 1 chance at a legendary relic craft. Now, these rewards over here are not in fact extra rewards on top of everything. They are just baseline rewards. That's just showing you what you're going to get when you purchase this Platinum Pass. Also, you're going to get 4 rank 1 basalts, 4 rank 2 basalts, and 1 rank 3 basalt for a total cost of $30. If we real quickly go over to Curse City, we can see they actually have added basalts into the game. So I would be careful with how you value these, because if you're doing Curse City, these may have just dropped in value significantly. I'm going to show you guys what I give it as far as value, and that may also change over time if these get changed. I just did a quick little breakdown of what I give it in value. There's no deep thought because, there was a fairly deep thought, like 10 minutes of thought basically, but there's nowhere in game they sold these before. So giving it a value is pretty difficult. And some of these are going to be very subjective based on your account specifically. So when looking at this, if we scroll down, this is what I value these things at. Starstone is the most subjective one because Starstone, if you're somebody who is moving your relics a lot, you're upgrading a lot of relics, you're staying on top of this stuff, you probably don't have much Starstone. However, if you're somebody who is not on top of your relics, you're probably sitting on tens of thousands of Starstone. I've been in accounts with 0, and I've been in accounts with thousands of Starstone. So depending on where you're at would depend on how valuable this actually is. I am pretty decent on Starstone at the moment, 5,600. So this for me isn't super valuable. However, for some players, this could be $5 or more. It could be very valuable because you can't upgrade anything because you have no Starstone. For rare gems, the 4 we get, they're basically useless. I don't care about rare gems. I have so many. Matter of fact, I typically come in here and just sell them. Most of the rare gems that are valuable, you're going to get from the Chimera chests anyways. So I don't place any value on those. And if I did, it'd be like 10 cents each just for selling it for the Starstone. I guess I could break it down in Starstone value, but either way, the epic gems, this is where it gets a little bit more valuable, but a lot of them are just bad. So I put it at 50 cents each epic gem, and some of these are really good. Like we have, let's go to the Forge. Actually, let's open up outside of BlueStacks real quick. I was using BlueStacks because I had APTOIDE to go ahead and redeem some of my points that I earned on APTOIDE to actually get the regular Forge Pass, basically for free, just from the cashback points, which if you guys are interested in APTOIDE, click the link down below, check out the video. It goes over everything related to APTOIDE, but you can get 5% extra cashback using my code, and I'll also get 5% cashback from your purchase, basically. So it supports me, supports you guys, and you can build up to essentially 25% cashback for future raid purchases. It's just an awesome platform to make any in-game purchases on. I'll leave it linked down below. But if we switch over here and look at the relic crafting area, we can see the gemstones that are epic. There's a few that are good here. This one is really good for some trended teams especially. Even Titus, having this on him, if he has some accuracy, doesn't need it, but boosting his damage by 1% is pretty significant when you're hitting for millions and millions of damage. And then we have a few others that are pretty okay, could fit in niche situations, but overall, most of them are just going to be trash or just sold. So I'd say 50 cents, total of $1. Legendary gems, I put it at $1 because some of them are really good. Some of them you really can't get from Chimera very easily. You'll get them if you win Chimera Clash, but maybe your clan doesn't. Things like this: after killing an enemy, the wearer's next attack will ignore 12% of the target's defense. That is cool. Rolling Force is cool. When using a multi-hit skill, each consecutive hit after the first ignores 5% of the target's defense. That's cool. This one's pretty neat. The wearer has 8% chance to reset a skill's cooldown if it kills an enemy. And then there were a few more down here that were pretty cool as well. If the wearer loses 20% or more their max HP from a single hit, the next hit will receive 20% less damage. Those are cool. You can get them from Chimera. You may already have some as well, but you're not going to get them from these chests. You're only going to get them. These are all always circle. You're only going to be able to pick them up from these over here, and then some Chimera trials. I believe they can also have them sometimes as well. So those are going to be a bit rarer, but since it's going to be a random one and not just like specifically a triangle one, then I can't value it that high, and $1 may even be too expensive. But either way, the rare relics, this is maybe okay. 50 cents each. You're going to do a few crafts. Maybe you get an epic, maybe you get something decent, but the chances of getting legendary are very, very low. For a rare craft, you got a 0.5% chance at getting a legendary, 15% chance at an epic, and 84% chance at a rare. So it's pretty bad. Epics, this is the breakdown, and then legendaries, the breakdown is right here. You get almost 40% chance at a legendary with legendary relics, but you're only getting one craft of those. So the value that I've given this is going to be based on the rates of things actually dropping. Of course, you could walk away with all rare relics, and you're probably not going to get anything amazing, but keep in mind, the reason why I'm pricing it this way is because people do value sacred shards. Granted, they could be used in different events and everything, but they value those like $20, $25 plus dollars. Well, more like $20-ish. Now, those have a 6% chance at a legendary, which is much lower than the chance of the relic. Now, of course, relics, some accounts, they're going to be more game-changing. Other accounts, not so much. But I did have to take into consideration that the new relics that we're getting are some of the best relics in the game. So the Forge Pass, we have this one, which is cool. This one, which is very, very strong. This one could be very cool in some certain situations. In the arena on support champions who are not using Wand of Submission, this could be very nice. The Blades of Akamori could be cool in some PvE content. The Exile's Crown and, honestly, Andromeda's Diadem both seem very cool. And then even the rare ones seem to be okay. Now, this, dealing 2% more damage if all allies are alive, that can scale up to what, 10% more damage? That could be very strong, especially if you're somebody missing some of these other relics. I mean, imagine this being in a Trunda team, right? If you're using Trunda, you don't have Erethi Coronet. Honestly, would this be more than Erethi Coronet? So this is going to be, you have 5 champs alive. You have the 5, 10. Actually, this would be 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25% extra damage, maybe. Maybe I'm just doing that math wrong, but that could be very strong. You get a triangle gem slot as well, depending on what you have for your teams. That may be better, maybe not. But for champions who can't use a Erethi Coronet very well, that could be very strong. So even the rare one there has value. This one has value. So getting these rare relics are definitely going to be something you want to do. Doesn't have to be from the Forge Pass, though, because we literally have an event starting tomorrow where you're going to be able to pick up some of these relic materials as well, which is probably just going to be the best place. Except for the fact that they're probably going to have a future event to get one of the TMNT champions from Soulstones, just because of how much they're pushing Soulstones. But either way, just something to consider. Those relics are all very valuable. So the price that I gave them was going to be the following. And then for the basalts, we have 25 cents each, 50 cents each, and $2 each. Total value for the added on Forge Pass of $26. This is just what I think it's going to be worth. Now, you may value it more. You may value it less. I personally am not going to be purchasing it just yet. The changes to the Basalt being added to Curse City is potentially going to give me all the Basalt I need. I'm pretty good on Starstones. The only thing I'd be purchasing it for is the relic crafting, which is the most valuable part of it, but they added no mythical materials. That would be more pay to win for sure. It'd make it more of an advantage for the Krakens and whales. But only one legendary craft feels pretty bad, to be honest, for $30. You're basically, in my head, for me, what I'd be buying is the one legendary craft to maybe get nothing, maybe get something. I don't know. I mean, people spend a lot more on prism crystals It is a guarantee. You kind of know what you're going to be getting. I mean, not even, because the relics are probably just going to end up to be poor. So it's completely up to you guys, of course, on how you actually break it down. I just wanted to give a little bit more of an idea. At the end of the day, if you do these crafts, or the beginning of the day, it doesn't matter, the chance at getting a legendary is 44.8% chance, and the chance of no legendary is 55% chance. At least that's what ChatGPT told me. So I'm going to trust ChatGPT and that their math was correct. So your chances of getting a legendary are still going to be low. $30 for a 44.8% chance at a legendary, maybe that's worth it for you. Maybe it's not. Maybe you really need some crafting materials. Maybe you don't. If I check out my stuff, I'm in a pretty good spot, to be honest, because I've been slow to upgrade my stuff over time. I've taken the last, I guess, apparently a little bit longer than I expected. A lot of these need to be taken down and combined and crunched into food. But if I look at these pieces, I have some basalt. I don't have any 3-star ones, so that's valuable for me. But I have enough 2-stars that I can just upgrade these, and all of a sudden they become 3-star food. 3-star relics are going to be the legendary quality, though. So keep that in mind. When you get a 3-star basalt, it's basically like getting a legendary relic. So maybe it should be valued higher, but I don't think it should be valued that high. I think $2 is a pretty fair spot for this to be at. But either way, the Forge Pass is going to be going on for 4 weeks. I do think the regular version is more than worth it. I think this is great. I think Instinct Set's really good. I do think it's a little less valuable than it used to be. Used to be, you could throw it on your champions and use those champions like for your faction wars and stuff. But now with free gear removal, you don't have to worry about that as much because you can just switch your best gear on the champions for free. But Instinct can give some really nice team builds if you don't want to have to constantly be switching. So I do still find a lot of value in it. It is good for fast nuker builds who maybe you want more speed on. But even outside the gear set, the materials and rewards and the extra farming experience and silver you're going to get is still good for a much more reasonable price of $20. For now, the Platinum Pass, I'm not a fan of it. I don't plan on getting it anytime soon. It doesn't even give you levels. If it would unlock 25 plus levels right at the beginning, okay, now we're talking. Now we get a little bit of a benefit of boosted to level 25 pretty quickly. We can move through the Forge Pass faster. We get these experience boosts quicker. This feels like paying $5 for that. Okay, yeah, now we're in a good spot. Now I can actually move forward and purchase this and not feel too bad about it because it feels like I'm just doing $5 worth of a purchase basically. But for $30, that's pretty bad. I am in a good spot with Starstone, so I just don't see the reason behind it. But either way, guys, ultimately, the people who are going to buy it are going to buy it, and the people who are not are not. So if you're on the fence, hopefully I helped you decide on which side you're actually going to fall on. For me, I'm going to save it. I think the $30 would be better spent on the Soul Chase tournament tomorrow, picking up a few extra Soul Stones possibly to go ahead and get some good rewards here. We're probably going to get another. It would probably be one. If you max this out, it would cost more than $30, but you're probably going to get one legendary craft, 2 epics, and then probably a rare. Or maybe probably one legendary, 1 epic, and 1 rare. Possibly, maybe more, maybe less, maybe 75 for a legendary. Either way, guys, that's enough rambling. That's enough ranting. 13 minutes. Thank you all very much for watching. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. I want to hear what you guys are thinking about this event. Either way, thank you guys again. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next one.